said the skipper, raising his voice. "All of you. There are 5 of you with the mate and only 3 girls. What are you afraid of? Are you going to take us back?" asked Jenny Evans. "Run away," said the skipper. "Run away." "I shall ask you 3 times," said Miss Evans firmly. 1. Are you going to take us back? 2. Are you going to take us back? 3. She was rather close to the skipper now. Her 2 friends were on either side of him. "Be careful, or he may catch hold of the mops," she said to her friends, who listened with attention to the instructions of their leader. "But if he does, the others must hit him over the head with the handles. And don't be afraid to hit hard." "Take the wheel for a minute, Jack," said the skipper. He was pale, but his voice was quite firm. The mate came forward and took the wheel. The skipper, trying hard to hide his fear of Miss Evans, walked towards her and looked in her eyes. The power of the human eye is well known. But Miss Evans paid no attention to him. She raised her mop and tried to reach his face with it. At the same moment, another mop with white paint was pushed into the back of his neck. He turned with a cry of horror, and when he saw his helpless position, he forgot about his pride and ran away like a schoolboy. He ran round the masts, and then he suddenly jumped on to the side and climbed into the rigging. "Coward," said Miss Evans, shaking her mop at him. "Come down," cried Miss Williams. "Come down like a man." Then they turned away from the skipper and went towards the mate, who was laughing loudly. He stopped laughing suddenly and grew very serious. "Now, my dears," said the mate, "don't be silly." "Don't be what?" asked Miss Evans, raising her mop. "I'm sorry," said the mate. "I laughed because I couldn't help myself." "Well, we are going to help you," said Miss Evans. "Turn the ship round." "You must obey my orders, Jack," shouted the skipper from aloft. "It's all very well for you sitting up there in peace and comfort," said the mate angrily. "I'm not going to be taught to please you. Come down and take the wheel." "Do your duty, Jack," said the skipper. "They won't touch you. They are afraid too." "I won't," cried the mate. "Come down and do it yourself." He was also getting nervous, so he hid behind the wheel. When Miss Evans raised her mop again, he jumped out and, running to the mast, climbed up after his captain. Biddle, who was watching all this, came up to the wheel and took it. "1, 2, said the third girl. Suddenly an idea came into the skipper's head, and he began to climb down the rigging. "All right," he said shortly, as Miss Evans raised her mop. "I'll go back." He took the wheel. The schooner turned round before the wind. "And now," said the skipper to his crew, "clean the deck. Throw the mops overboard. They will never be used again." "You stay where you are," said Miss Evans. "We shall throw them overboard later. They may still be very useful to us." "What did you say, Captain?" The skipper was ready to repeat his order to the crew, but Miss Evans raised her mop. The words died away on his lips. After a hopeless look from his mate to the crew and from the crew to the rigging, he understood that he had lost the game. In angry silence, the skipper took the girls home again.
The Blast of the Book by G.K. Chesterton. Professor Openshaw gave his whole life to studying psychic phenomena. He always lost his temper if anybody said that he believed in ghosts, but he also lost his temper if anybody said that ghosts did not exist. "I am a man of science," he said one morning to his friend Father Brown. "I am trying to explain psychic phenomena scientifically." I can explain the appearance of ghosts in almost all cases. But cases of disappearance of people are much more difficult to explain scientifically. Only this morning I have received a letter about a most mysterious disappearance. The professor looked thoughtfully at the priest. The letter is from an old missionary named Pringle, continued Openshaw. He is coming to see me at my office this morning. Will you lunch with me later? I'll tell you the results. Thanks, I will, said Father Brown. They said goodbye to each other, and the professor walked round the corner to his office. The office was quite a small one, with only one clerk, a man called Berridge. When Professor Openshaw came in, Mr. Berridge, at his desk in the outer office, was working at some calculations for the professor's printed report.